Hello and welcome to another video. It's good to have you along. Today I'm taking a look at something that's really exciting. It's the Marhsall Studio Vintage 20-watt head. And is it any good? It's a reissue kind of type thing of the 1959 SLP, the 100-watt Plexi. But this is a 20-watt version of that, and well, it's not a reissue as such, it's a different version of that. It certainly looks the part. Does it sound any good? Well, I had a bit of a noodle on it already, and it does, but we'll get into the sounds just in a second. So, like any Plexi, it has your basic EQ, bass, middle, treble, and a presence knob, and then it has two channels. It has high treble and normal. So what I've done is I've connected my guitar into the high treble, which is number 1, and jumpered the channels so that I also have channel 2, the normal channel, which I can then blend to taste on the volume knobs. I have both volume knobs on full, and I'm using a volume pot in the loop to control the volume without sacrificing the sound, at least not too much. There is a slight decrease, but I can play bedroom volumes with even the bigger ones, and they sound brilliant. If you want to see a video on that, I'll put a card here somewhere. Okay, so that's basically it. I'll just start playing because there's not a lot to explain. It has your speaker out, it has an effects loop, which is great, and it has a DI out if you want to record directly. According to the manual, you can't use this without a cabinet connected, so you can't use just the DI out seemingly. I might be wrong, it might just have been unclearly stated in the manual. You can let me know in the comments if that's the case. But I'm not interested in the DI, I'm interested in what it sounds like. And I'll run it at 20 watts. And what else do I have here? Well, nothing, a bit of delay. And I have both channels on 10 and EQ set the way I would set it on this Plexi, but I'll go through that in a while. Here's just your basic tone. Sounds absolutely great. So what happens if I kind of dial back the normal channel is that you get a brighter tone. I'll take it out all the way. Great stuff. I absolutely love this. The way I would use this is without jumpering the channels, but I thought I'd show you what it sounds like so you get an idea. So I'll just put the normal channel back in. It beefs up the sound a bit. It adds a bit of bottom to it. I'll just decrease my delay a bit. Okay, so I have a presence halfway, treble just over halfway, but I'll just put everything on full because the way you test the Marhsall traditionally is like this. You put your hand like this and just scroll across all of the knobs, no, the other way, and you put everything on full because, yeah, more is more. And now we're getting a bit of hiss. yeah, it sounds absolutely brilliant. I'll just roll off the normal channel now. This is the way I would use it, not with this EQ, but still. Absolutely killer sounds, even with old strings. I have old strings on this guitar. It just sounds absolutely great. It's 20 watts. I tried it on full and it gets insanely loud for 20 watts. So it's good to gig with. Okay, so the way I use my Plexis, these 50 watt versions, is that I have this type of clean sound. And then I add an overdrive of some sort. Usually it's the Fender Yngwie Malmsteen Overdrive, and I have that set to full because, hey, great stuff. And that on this sounds like this. Does it do Yngwie Malmsteen? We'll see. At least there's lots of noise, which is an encouraging sign. It sounds the business. I'll just put in the normal channel so you can hear what that would sound like. It's killer stuff. Okay, I'll just drop the normal channel again because I found one problem with this amp that I haven't had on the Plexi, at least not that I remember. Even at quite low volumes it can do this. But that might just be the guitar's pickups. I tried a different guitar and that was actually even worse, but that had hotter pickups, so it might be that. So it's not necessarily this. Actually, I think it's not this. But I haven't had that problem with the Plexi, even the 50 watt version at much louder volumes. So I don't know exactly what it is. It might just be that I'm sitting right next to the cab. I thought I'd point that out, but it's no big problem. Brilliant stuff, what can I say? And you can put it into a 5 watt mode because it has this selector here, the standby switch. When you flip it up, it goes into 5 watts, which is great if you don't want insane volumes. So this is just what it sounds like with that. Great stuff. Yeah, I absolutely love this amp. My only problem is that I already have two of these, so I don't really need this. But it's so great. I want to keep it. So, but why would you get this amp when you can get the big ones? Well, first off, there's volume, because the big ones, they get really loud. But the good thing is, because they have effects loops, you can just buy a 10, 15 euro little volume knob that you put in the effects loop. You can find those on eBay, and you can drop the volume without sacrificing tone. And if you want to, you can get some kind of, what's it called, power soak, responsive type thing. Well, you know, the kind of thing you put between the power amp and the speaker. But those cost a bit more. So 20 watts is quieter than the 50 watts, naturally, duh. But because you can work around that problem with the bigger ones, why get this? Well, first off, the vintage, the proper vintage stuff that was made in the 60s and 70s, they don't have an effects loop. So if you have one of those and you want to play quiet, you're basically, you have to get a power soak of some kind, because they're insanely loud. But the reissue models, those have effects loops, and you can work around that problem. So that being said, this is maybe not quite something that you would need. But the good thing is that it's cheaper than this 50 watt Plexi, the 1987X, and it's cheaper than the 100 watt version, the 1959 SLP. This one, I checked, it was $1,300 on Amazon. This one was $2,100, the 50 watt head, and the SLP, the 100 watt version, was $2,500. So this is very much cheaper. It's almost affordable, not quite, but 1,300 bucks is still quite lots of money. I think it's just over £800 in the UK, where it's made, coincidentally. So it's made in the UK, roughly 1,000 euros, something like that. So it's not a huge amount of money for that kind of tone, because you cannot get, I've never had that tone from anything else. Some things have come close, but that's still, that tone is in this box and in these boxes, and it sounds absolutely brilliant. So if you're on a budget, you might not want to get one of these. You might want to go for one of these. The downside is that you get less volume if you need a lot of volume. If you play in a metal band with a loud drummer and you play large stages, I think this will do. Just about. This one, basically never had it on full because it's so crazy loud. But this is very loud. The kind of only scenario would be huge stages, but you'd need more cabs and that kind of stuff anyway. Personally, I don't have the Origin anymore, the 20 watt version that I reviewed a while back, but that was quieter than this. The good thing is it takes the Fender Yngwie Malmsteen Overdrive really well, because a Plexi can basically take anything and not flinch. The Origin kind of, I seem to remember it buckling a bit when you put it on full and had the Fender Yngwie connected. So it didn't quite enjoy life at maximum volumes. And some amps have had a bit of trouble with the Fender Yngwie Malmsteen Overdrive, because I run that on full. Yeah. So, in conclusion, what are you waiting for? Get one of these. And I can say that without any kind of bias or anything like that, because I'm not making a cent if you buy one of these. I just do gear reviews, and partly sponsored by people on Patreon who get cool exclusive things. So they support me and I buy gear and I review the gear and you get an honest review. And yeah, I didn't like the Marhsall code, so I said that. And I didn't like the Boss Next tone, so I said that. I absolutely love this amp. This sounds so good, it's crazy. Yeah, that's all I have for you today. At a later point, I'll probably do an A/B with these two. But for now, this is all I have for you. I hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Give it a thumbs down if you must. Comment, let me know. For instance, what's the difference between the 100 watt version and the 50 watt version? Because this is the 100 watt version in a 20 watt kind of setting. I don't know actually. I think this one is slightly more hot than the 100 watt version, but I'm not sure. So you can tell me in the comments and let me know what you think. And subscribe if you haven't already, hit that bell notification thing, and like I said, support me on Patreon so you get honest reviews and my honest opinion. It feels great to be able to say this. This amp is the business. It's absolutely great. I'll end by playing a bit more on it, and I hope to see you in another one. Take care. Goodbye!